Hello, I'm Ivan Navi, and today I have a multipass. Yeah, finally found the reason to use it. And this is my segment that I like to call Hey Look Listen, because when you got the last name Navi and you have the sword on the wall, you're going to use it. You're going to do some reference to it. Today I wanted to talk about a special 20-year anniversary. It's 20 years since The Fifth Element came out. And, I decided to watch it over again. And here are some thoughts. I should have waited until borders closed. I know this doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It's just, if you remember, there used to be a bookstore called Borders. And I saw the DVD there and I say, oh, look, it's pretty cheap and I like that movie. Maybe I should get it. Maybe a year later, the store went bankrupt. The whole bookstores just collapsed and everything. And they still had the DVD there. I was there like second to last day picking up some stuff for cheap. They had the DVD there. It was like $2. Kind of bugs me that I didn't just buy it then, but yeah. Okay, now to the actual movie. Okay, here's a quick rundown, if in case somehow in the last 20 years you haven't caught this movie, which I guess is kind of possible. I mean, they play it on cable a lot. Okay, so here's the thing. Bruce Willis is Corbin Dallas, a taxi driver, ex-military guy, and suddenly a lady crashes into his cab. She is Lilu. I don't know how to explain what she is even 20 years later. She's very odd, and she was dead a couple of minutes ago, but scientists use skin 3D printer organ things to rebuild her because they had the technology. Apparently, she came with a bunch of aliens who were supposed to help stop this great evil that attacks the Earth every 5,000 years or so. And now it's coming back. But, I guess, dying and being rebuilt and having everyone around you die and then military and everything, that can freak people out. So she runs away, ends up with Dallas, and one thing leads to another. And he loses his job because, he had to outrun the military to save this strange woman. So, I don't know if you want to call it plot contrivance or destiny, which in this story you can say there's destiny in play or whatnot, I guess. And I mean, there's religious guys there saying destiny and stuff. You're meant to do this. Anyway, so he takes her to a priest because she manages to tell him, yes, I need to go to a priest, something like that. And they take her from her. He goes back to his life, says, okay, that was weird. I lost my job, but that's weird. His old military guy comes in and gives him tickets to this spaceship going to a cruise to meet a singer, lounge singer, opera singer, whatever. And I'm getting to it. Okay, the thing is, they want him to go one last mission. It's kind of cliche, but there it goes. The thing is, 2 seconds later, Lilu shows up. Okay, a lot of stuff happens a lot quick here. Some guy has shot. Okay, the point is, he ends up going to the airport with Lilu because she's a part of this mission. The military doesn't know anything about her. It's just how these things are all tying in together, crashing into each other. Again, destiny or plot contrivance, that's up to you to decide. As they end up on the ship, he starts figuring out she's important to help stop this great evil he's been sent out to stop. And it gets weird. Okay, there's this, admittedly, I don't know, I guess I would say beautiful, opera singer, alien, squid, tentacles things. She sings, and honestly, I find, even when I was young, even now, I find it a bit mesmerizing. The vocals, the movement, the shot of everything, that really struck out to me. And it was beautiful. She's supposed to hold these 4 stones that, when brought together, will unlock this weapon along with the fifth element to defeat this great evil. But before Corbin can reach the alien and ask her, hey, I need the stones to stop this thing, she is shot Bunch of alien bounty hunters board the ship. Why are they important? They're the guys who shot down Leeloo in the first place, needing her to regrow the thing. They were hired by Gary Oldman's character, this guy. I will not even try to say his name because there's a C in it and I have trouble saying Z's. The point is, he's a weapons manufacturer working for the evil and, yeah, stuff. Bounty hunters take over the ship. Corbin has to open up this lady to remove the stones from inside her. So, stone smuggler. Yeah, I was going for a joke there and decided, yeah, no. Let's not go in there. Anyway, the alien, as she dies, not only informs them where the stones are, but that Leeloo is important. She is, in fact, the fifth element, and she is very fragile, very like a newborn. Everything's new to her, everything's exciting, and that can be a double-edged sword. While she fights off some of the aliens, he goes guns a-blazing, using his military training, shooting down the bad guys. And honestly, Chris Tucker's character is not really important for the plot. You could easily write him out. But he's kind of funny. They made him very flamboyant in this movie, which I agree doesn't age well with 20 years. But he is kind of funny still because he is a kind of a coward during these shootout scenes, which it doesn't anything to do with the flamboyancy or anything. I mean, anybody would be afraid where these big monstrous aliens shooting up the place. You'd be afraid too. But while Corbin is doing the shootout and fighting off everybody, he's a radio host and he has the radio still going on. He's giving commentary while this goes on. And the military is actually listening into the events. My favorite part is at the very end. Corbin is like, hey, you don't know how to do negotiations, just the security guard. You mind if I take a chance? And they're like, yeah. Okay, and says, and the bad guy saying, give us what we want or we will shoot this man. And Corbin just says, who's the leader? I am. Shoots him in the head. And that ends at the threat. The aliens are not that smart, and once they lose their leader, they're kind of useless. And my favorite bit is the president of Earth looks at the military guy and saying, so where did he pick that up? And the military guy's like, oh, no, we didn't teach him that. And I'm not doing the scene justice. That is just kind of hilarious how they play it off there. Okay, so the ship explodes. Gary Oldman, who I have to admit, that man is a treasure. Any role he takes, he just becomes, and he's hammy in this role, and he's just having the time of his life, I think. And remember, this is the guy who later becomes Jim Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy, so unless I'm really wrong, which I don't think I am. Yeah, anyway, he tries to get the stones, but sets off a bomb to clean up after himself. Then realizes he didn't actually get the stones. He goes back, turns off the bomb. Everybody's trying to escape. They've already found the bomb. And he's like, here's the button, here's the key, bomb off. Yay! Then one of the alien goons, I'm not going down like this, blows himself up and takes him down. Again, probably didn't need the character that much. You could have written him out in any number of ways, but honestly, the movie would have been less without him. Okay, so rushing back to Egypt. Because, yeah, Egypt, pyramids. That's the whole thing. Use the weapon to destroy the great evil as it's rushing towards Earth. It's the size of a freaking moon. And if you don't think it's evil, you don't think this black moon is evil, the military of Earth sends their ship there. One of their best ships, apparently. And they're, like, getting ready. They fire. Does nothing. And then the moon kind of seems pissed. And the guy starts bleeding, and the ship blows up. Yeah, a moon killed a ship. Didn't seem just like crazy. Back to Egypt part. Pyramids and ancient Egypt. Yeah. Okay, they get the stones and figure out how to use them. There has to be dirt on Earth. The one that represents water, you need some water. Fire, you need fire. Wind, everything. They figure it out, but they can't get it to work. While on their way back, Leeloo, who's exhausted, beaten from her fight, starts typing away on her computer. I don't know why she did that, but plot. She does that and she looks up Earth's history. Okay, this is kind of cliche, I'll give you. But yeah, she kind of figures out humanity's kind of a bastard species. World War II comes up a lot. And, okay, I want you to just think about this. A little thought experiment here. Let's say an alien race comes by and they're like friendly and whatnot. They're curious about us. And for some reason, you're the one explaining things to them. I don't know why, but let's just go with it. They ask you about Earth's history, and you go through it and go through it. How would you explain World War II to them? You want to make a good impression. There's just so much stuff in World War II. None of it paints humanity in a particularly good light. Yeah. Anyway, Lilu is the fifth element. She's supposed to unlock this weapon, stop the great evil, but she's broken, not physically, just emotionally. She doesn't understand why she has to do this. Why? What's the point? Humanity kills each other for eons. Why should she even bother saving it when they're killing each other? So Corbin holds her and says, it's not all bad. There's love. And she's like, what is love? So she kisses her. There's exchange of energy and boom! And the moon stops, dead in its tracks. Earth gets a second moon. Yay! There's celebrating and some smoochy between Corbin and Lilu, and that's the end. I have been listening to myself go over this. I know I'm kind of all over the place. That's just how I tend to be. But even if I put it all in order, even if I edited this, did a better job at explaining it, I think you would come with the same conclusion that this movie's pretty damn crazy. I mean, I'm sure a couple of you have seen this movie. And I'm sure you'll find maybe some faults in my descriptions. You could have done it better. But I will say that you get the general idea of what happened. This movie does have a lot of cliches. Like, I didn't think Corbin and Lilu, there was a lot of development there. There was some, but suddenly, poof, romance at the end. You have this flamboyant character played by Chris Tucker. There was a priest, a monk. Somehow everything kind of works out together. They stop the bomb at the last second, though they subvert that by having another bomb there. Yeah. And Bruce Willis just goes like, I'm getting too old for this. All right, one more mission. I'm the best. Bruce Willis's bad hair. That's kind of a trope by itself now. What is there to say about this movie? It is glorious, but it's crazy as heck. All right. I mean, there's nothing terrible about this movie. It's a little tropey, and like I said, the Chris Tucker character is not holds up all that well after 20 years. But the thing is, it's actually a pretty entertaining movie. I don't think it was supposed to be a straight up movie anything. I have looked into this over time, and the director was French, and apparently there was a style of surrealism, absurdism, something like that, where the movie was supposed to be a little weird, a little bizarre. And honestly, I think they caught that. And it is an entertaining movie. And like I said, the film photography and the visuals were great. That scene with the alien singing is very memorable to me. It's been 20 years, and I was probably 8 or something when I saw it. Yeah, this scene still sticks out to me. How they edited it, how they had her singing and Lilu fighting side to side, cuts, and it worked. It's an entertaining movie. It's not supposed to be anything mind-blowing or breathtaking, like this is going to revolutionize the genre. It's just supposed to be a good movie, and I think that's what they got. I mean, like I said, you could probably cut out characters. You could do this whole thing, and it probably would run smoother, but it would be less of a movie for it. Yeah, I honestly don't know what else to say about this movie. It has one thing I do love is that most of the effects are practical effects, so they haven't aged badly. They actually looks pretty good. In fact, I would say some of them look better than some of the CGI we have today. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of CGI, but I hold to that. I think people were wearing costumes. You didn't have people in 3D motion capture suits. Most of the effects were done on stage effects. Some of them was clearly computer animated. They did green screens, but yeah, most of it's practical effects, and I think it holds up. 20 years later, the effects hold up. All right, so what am I going to say about this movie? It was entertaining. 20 years, I still watch it. It's not my favorite movie. It's not the go-to movie, but yeah, I'll watch it over and over again when it comes up on the TV. It works. It's just an overall good movie. So, yeah, 20 years and it's going strong, so that's good. Man, I think I'll just end it today now on that.